What are the 3 best ways to add resistance training principles to your Pilates practice? Hi, I'm Karen, a Pilates teacher and women's health coach. And if you love Pilates, but you feel like you might need a little bit more oomph in your workouts, then this one's for you. I'm going to show you how to weave simple but powerful resistance training principles into your Pilates workouts, so you can build functional strength, support your bones and joints, and feel more confident in your body, especially if you're over 40. This isn't about turning Pilates into boot camp, nor is it about just adding light weights into a Pilates exercise. I'm a big believer that you can do Pilates and you can do resistance training, but I'm not a big fan on hybridizing those workouts. So what I'm showing you today is those resistance training principles using Pilates exercises that you already know, so that you understand those principles if you want to take those strength exercises further. This is about getting stronger in ways that are safe, supportive, and sustainable. So let's get started. First principle is about applying progressive overload even when we're not using weights. So resistance training works because we gradually challenge or overload those muscles more over time. And that's what we do with a periodized program. So that's a program that changes over time as we adapt to it. And this is what we call progressive overload. So you could do this in Pilates by increasing the time under tension, so slower repetitions. I love doing this with a standing lunge at the start of a class. You can add pulses or holds. I'm not a massive fan of pulses, but holds are great. That's an isometric hold, and that's going to really increase that load. And you can use resistance bands. Resistance bands are brilliant for this. Let's choose the shoulder bridge as an example. You might hold the shoulder bridge for 10 seconds at the top, rather than just rolling up and rolling down. Let's demonstrate that. For this one, we do want that articulation up into your bridge, and then you're going to hold your bridge position. Now, if we're overloading, then it's really important we get the position right. So feet hips width apart. We want to make sure we're not feeling this in your lower back, we're feeling it in your glutes, so that feeling of your tail coming into the backs of your thighs. Let those arms help you, and we're going to hold that position for 10 seconds. So count down with me now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down to the floor. And over time, you could increase the length of time that you held that there, or you could even add a small weight to your hips. So we're here and we hold that bridge. Now this is only 2 kilos, so it's not a huge amount, but we can hold that weight just between your thighs and you're adding a little bit more resistance. So a really simple way to start to build those principles into your shoulder bridge. It's about small progressive changes that tell your body, right, it's time to get stronger now. Number 2 is training to fatigue or near fatigue. So in Pilates, we're often focused on form, which is great, and there may be exercises where we're really thinking about precision. But if you always stop before the muscles feel challenged, then it's possible you're missing out on strength gains. So you know that bit where you think, my tummy really hurts now? That's your clue. You could choose 1 or 2 exercises in a Pilates class where you think, right, today I am going to train to close to fatigue. Your muscles might be shaking, but you're still in control. So this might be single leg work. Again, shoulder bridge is a really good example. So you could be in your bridge here and one leg is lifted, and we lower and lift and lower and lift. Or you could just hold that position to the point where you feel your form starts to go, or you're starting to get a little bit shaky, and then you're going to come down and do that on the other side. And a bit like the progressive overload, you will gradually try and increase the length of time that you do that, or the number of pulses that you do, to build that strength. Another really good example is your push-up. So let's say you're starting on your knees, you're going to come on down, you're going to do your push-ups until you get to the point where you're shaking, form starts to go, and then we're going to say, right, that's enough, you've done for today. You'll really start to notice the difference, and so will your muscles. I can't explain the feeling it gives you when you start to really notice that you feel stronger. You start to do an exercise and think, Man, this feels easy. Number 3, we focus on full body or compound movements. So resistance training uses compound exercises. That's exercises that use multiple muscle groups or move across multiple joints. So a push-up is a really good example. A plank is a really good example. A lunge or a squat. So luckily for us, Pilates is already really good at this. But to make it more effective, we can just be intentional. That's what we intend for this movement today. That's what we want to get out of it. And as a Pilates teacher, when you program a class, there's always a reason behind every exercise and why you're doing it. So instead of isolating just the abs, we'll think about incorporating more muscle groups and more joints into that movement. Core, glutes, upper body. A plank with a shoulder tap is a really good example of that. So we're on your hands and toes. We start to walk your hands out, or tap the shoulders. One I really love, and this is brilliant for your rotator cuff, is your side lying leg kick. So your legs are lifted, your side is lifted, and we use the dumbbell for this rotator cuff work. So we actually don't need a heavy dumbbell for this one because rotator cuff's small, right? So 2 kilograms is ideal for that. Clients love that one, not. This principle trains your body as a whole system. It builds better coordination and it saves time. Like if you've ever seen someone doing 2 kilogram dumbbell curls in a gym and wanted to scream, this is the alternative. So just remember, resistance training doesn't have to mean barbells and gym mirrors. You can absolutely build strength through Pilates. It's a brilliant place to start, particularly if you already know Pilates. Build those strength training principles and then you can move on to the weights at a later stage. If you're a woman over 40 and you feel like you need some support and help building confidence, consistency and strength that actually supports your life, I'd love to help. Check the links in the description for classes, courses and ways to train with me. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe if this resonated. You deserve to feel strong. Honestly, it's such a brilliant feeling. Let's make that happen.